Shinichiro Watanabe stands out as an esteemed anime director, earning widespread critical acclaim for his distinct and innovative contributions to the medium. Renowned for his unique fusion of music and storytelling, each of Watanabe's works bears a sophisticated relationship with these elements. His experimental approach has not only garnered praise from seasoned anime enthusiasts, but also positioned his creations as exceptional entry points for newcomers into the Western anime fandom. Watanabe's portfolio stands apart from the pervasive tropes within the anime world, offering accessible yet creatively stimulating experiences. Through diverse and personality-filled plots, captivating cinematography and memorable characters, Watanabe's works continue to captivate audiences, solidifying his legacy as a trailblazer in the world of anime direction. Shinichiro Watanabe was born on May 24, 1965 in Kyoto, Japan.
I was born in Kyoto, not in the city but in the northern mountains area. It's very rural and the city is called Ayabe. It was very rural, so nothing was urban or city-like. I was like a wild boy playing in the mountains and fields. That meant there were no buses or shops around my house. I used to watch TV, but it wasn't all the time. I was more into playing outside in the wilderness.
Watanabe's early years revealed the seeds of his artistic inclinations. Enveloped in the allure of imported Western music, he developed a profound passion for the liberating compositions of jazz. This love then extended to the experimental tones of New Age music and eventually the rhythmic and expressive rhymes of hip-hop. This diverse musical palette would later become a hallmark of his works. Each anime project under his direction weaves a unique and sophisticated relationship with music, elevating the storytelling experience. Moreover, Watanabe's cinematic sensibilities were honed by a fascination with foreign cinema. The gritty and stylish cinematography of mid-20th century New York film noir left an indelible mark on his creative vision. The subtle yet emotive storytelling techniques employed by these films became integral to Watanabe's approach, evident in the nuanced narratives of his anime works. Additionally, the influence of Hong Kong action movies, exemplified by classics like Enter the Dragon, fueled his passion for choreographed action and martial arts, manifesting in the dynamic sequences that punctuate his creations. Animation itself became a playground for Watanabe's imagination during his formative years. Growing up in the post-Astro Boy era, he was exposed to a plethora of classic anime on television. Notably, the 1971 series Lupin III emerged as a transformative influence on Watanabe. This anime not only kickstarted his fascination with charismatic antiheroes and outlaws, but also introduced him to the world of detailed and movement-filled animation that targeted a broader age range than the strictly kids anime prevalent during that period. As Shinichiro Watanabe transitioned into his teenage years, his cinematic fascination continued to evolve, revealing a deep-seated appreciation for cyberpunk aesthetics, philosophical themes, and the captivating detective aesthetic epitomized by Ridley Scott's 1981 masterpiece Blade Runner. This iconic film left an indelible mark on Watanabe, imprinting the cyberpunk genre's visual and thematic intricacies onto his creative canvas. The film's exploration of identity, artificial intelligence, and the sprawling neon-lit cityscapes profoundly influenced Watanabe's approach to storytelling, paving the way for his future endeavors. Another cinematic gem that resonated with the young Watanabe was Dirty Harry from 1971. Clint Eastwood's portrayal of the no-nonsense cop navigating a world rife with crime and moral ambiguity struck a chord with Watanabe. The film's blend of intense crime action and the timeless theme of a protagonist engaged in a protracted pursuit against a formidable adversary left an enduring impact on Watanabe's creative psyche. This thematic richness and layered storytelling would manifest in his later works, contributing to the depth and complexity that characterized his anime projects.
When I started going to junior high school, I began watching movies and anime. I then gradually felt that these were things that I wanted to make myself. I was equally invested in both live action and animation, so when I graduated high school, I wasn't sure which I should go to. That year was 1984, and it happened to be when three very prominent anime were released: Nausicaa, Urusei Yatsura 2, Beautiful Dreamer, and Macross, Do You Remember Love? Watching these anime movies made me think that Japanese animation is far better than Japanese live action, so I decided to go with making anime.
Watanabe's journey into the world of professional animation took a significant leap when he joined the esteemed Japanese animation studio Sunrise. Within the confines of Sunrise, he not only honed his craft but also played a pivotal role in shaping the direction of various anime productions, including the Gundam franchise. His early contributions included supervising episode direction and storyboards for numerous Sunrise anime, showcasing his versatility and commitment to the art form.
I went and took the entrance examination at Sunrise. I assumed it was a fairly casual type of industry, so I turned up in a t-shirt and some jeans, whereas everyone else was in a suit. which was a bit of a shock. There also weren't many people taking the exam, around 6 or 7 in total. The test was a paper test where you listed your favorite movies and explained why. That was then followed by an in-person interview. By the time I started working on Gundam 0083, I noticed that my skills had become quite polished and even a bit upgraded. That gave me more confidence. However, I wasn't involved in the story side of things, so I was always frustrated, as I wanted to do things differently. Naturally, we all had a bunch of questions about the ending. We didn't understand why somebody like Kou would want somebody like Nina, who had already betrayed him. Fans still complained to me about the ending of Gundam 0083, but I always tell them I was only the episode director and worked up to episode 12 and had nothing to do with episode 13.
It was in this dynamic environment that Watanabe made his directorial debut as the co-director of the critically acclaimed Macross update, Macross Plus. The Macross franchise, rooted in science fiction mecha anime, had been a prominent force since its inception in 1982, created by Studio New. The universe of Macross delved into a fictional history of Earth and humanity after the year 1999, interwoven with the evolution of a humanoid civilization in the Milky Way. The concept of robotechnology, a central narrative element within the Macross universe, refers to the scientific advancements derived from an alien starship, ASS-1. Humanity, through reverse engineering, unlocked the secrets of this extraterrestrial technology, giving rise to the creation of Gundam-like mech suits. Watanabe's involvement in Macross Plus marked a significant milestone in his burgeoning career, showcasing his ability to navigate the intricate realms of science fiction, mecha, and storytelling. This experience set the stage for his future endeavors, laying the groundwork for the distinct narrative and visual style that would later become synonymous with his name.
The first anime I worked on where I was in charge of the overall direction was Macross Plus. However, in reality, the director for that was Shoji Kawamori, and I was more like a co-director. In the credits though, Kawamori is listed as something like supervising director, but he really was the director. It was also totally different from working as an episode director. I was much more responsible for a wider variety of things, including the story. I was in charge of the entire production, and I gained experience in how to look at the overall aspect of production.
Following the success of Macross Plus, Shinichiro Watanabe found himself granted increased creative freedom, setting the stage for his debut as a fully fledged director with the groundbreaking series Cowboy Bebop in 1998. This neo-noir space western, a joint creation between Watanabe and the animation studio Sunrise, unfolded over 26 episodes and left an undeniable mark in the anime landscape. Set in the year 2071, Cowboy Bebop traced the lives of a traveling bounty hunting crew aboard the spaceship Bebop. Although it seamlessly incorporated a myriad of genres, the series drew most prominently from science fiction, westerns, and noir films. Its thematic richness explored existential boredom, loneliness, and the haunting inability to escape one's past, creating a narrative tapestry that resonated with audiences worldwide. The genesis of Cowboy Bebop is as intriguing as the series itself, initially conceived by Bandai's toy division as a means to promote spacecraft toys. Watanabe's vision and Bandai's commercial aspirations diverged. Despite Bandai's initial intent, Watanabe's artistic integrity prevailed. Bandai, recognizing the misalignment of visions, withdrew from the project, consigning it to development limbo. Bandai Visual, a sister company, eventually stepped in to sponsor the series, freeing Watanabe from the constraints of commercial considerations and granting him the creative latitude he sought.
The timing for Cowboy Bebop was when Star Wars was coming back with The Phantom Menace. That meant that Bandai thought another Star Wars boom was likely on the way, and spaceships would be key, so they wanted to sell new plastic models of original spaceships. That resulted in their order to make an anime where spaceships would show up, so as long as there were spaceships, we could do whatever we wanted.
Watanabe envisioned Cowboy Bebop as more than a space adventure for adolescent audiences. He aspired to craft a program that would resonate with sophisticated adults. During the development, Watanabe rallied the animation staff, assuring that the show would be remembered for decades to come. Despite initial skepticism among some staff members, Watanabe's foresight was proven right. Cowboy Bebop emerged as a timeless masterpiece, validating Watanabe's commitment to his artistic vision. A pivotal element in the series' allure was the transcendent music score composed by Yoko Kanno. The blues and jazz band Seatbelts, formed by Kanno, delivered a soundtrack that became integral to the show's atmosphere. Remarkably, the music's production began even before the finalization of characters, story, or animation. Watanabe's collaboration with Kanno was characterized by unique synergy, where Kanno's inspiration guided the creation of new scenes, and these scenes in turn inspired her to craft more music. This iterative and collaborative process resulted in a harmonious blend of visuals and music, contributing significantly to the immersive experience of Cowboy Bebop. Watanabe's approach to collaboration with Kano exemplified his willingness to embrace creative spontaneity. He acknowledged that Kano's compositions often deviated from his initial instructions, but celebrated her ability to infuse the series with her own imaginative flair. As Cowboy Bebop resonated with audiences and critics alike, Watanabe's directorial prowess reached new heights. The series not only solidified his position as a visionary director, but also exemplified his commitment to pushing artistic boundaries. The success of Cowboy Bebop set the stage for Watanabe's continued exploration of innovative storytelling and genre blending, having a major impact on the world of anime.
The success of Cowboy Bebop is definitely more than I ever expected though. This was because, around that time, anime was not all that popular outside of Japan. Maybe something like Akira was very popular, but that was the exception rather than the rule, so the success of Cowboy Bebop was surprising. And I still want to know the reason why. I prefer Western-made movies since my childhood, as in American or European movies rather than Japanese ones. This is because I found Japanese movies to be far too sentimental, so stuff like really over-the-top, emotional music for a big climactic scene. In short, Japanese movies tried to make the audience cry, so by contrast I preferred the international approach, and I wanted to make something cool. This is one of the reasons that I didn't like Space Battleship Yamato very much. There was too much melodrama.
Following the triumph of Cowboy Bebop, Shinichiro Watanabe extended his creative prowess to the big screen with the 2001 film Cowboy Bebop Knocking on Heaven's Door. This cinematic masterpiece seamlessly fits into the narrative timeline of the original series. Unfolding between episodes 22 and 23, the plot revolves around a mysterious terrorist, threatening to unleash a virus that could eradicate the human population of Mars. The bounty hunter crew of the spaceship Bebop embarks on a mission to capture the terrorist and prevent the impending catastrophe. Watanabe envisioned the film as a natural extension of the television series, treating each episode as a miniature film. To maintain continuity and not alienate existing fans, he retained much of the series' distinctive style, while making subtle adjustments to enhance accessibility for a new audience. The increased budget and expanded production facilities facilitated a cinematic experience that went beyond the confines of the small screen. The film incorporated filming styles reminiscent of live-action films and boasted higher quality animation compared to the series. Notably, Watanabe's dedication to authenticity led him to travel to Morocco for research, infusing the film with Arabic aesthetics. This deliberate choice added a layer of cultural richness to the narrative, creating a visual and auditory tapestry that distinguished Knocking on Heaven's Door from its predecessor. Yoko Kanno's music, influenced by Arabic elements, further complemented the film's immersive experience, showcasing the collaborative synergy between director and composer. The success of Knockin' on Heaven's Door underscored Watanabe's ability to seamlessly transition his storytelling prowess to the cinematic realm. The film's critical acclaim solidified Watanabe's status as a director capable of delivering narratives that transcend the boundaries of traditional anime. In 2003, Watanabe ventured into new territory, directing his first American-produced anime as part of the Wachowskis' The Animatrix. The short films, Kid Story and A Detective Story were integral components of this anthology, seamlessly weaving into the science fiction action universe of The Matrix. Reflecting the philosophical tone and cyberpunk setting of the movie series, these short films delved into the themes of hacking, artificial intelligence, chat rooms, and virtual realities. Watanabe's collaboration with the Wachowskis demonstrated his ability as a director, successfully navigating international collaborations and contributing to a project with global appeal.
The original producer on The Animatrix was a really good guy. He understood my work and didn't give me stupid requests. However, he had to leave due to family issues, but his successor, called Spencer Lamb, was awful. So many requests. Change this, change that. It was very frustrating, and if these requests were coming from the Wachowskis, I would at least respect that as they came up with The Matrix. So who was the new producer compared to that? He explained that he was the gatekeeper to the Wachowskis, and unless he could be convinced, he wouldn't bring my work to them. So when I went to Los Angeles for the recording sessions, I told the team that if I saw the producer, I would just punch him in the face. The producer ended up not coming to the recordings, which is unheard of.
Shinichiro Watanabe continued his directorial excellence with the critically acclaimed 2004 anime series Samurai Champloo, a 26-episode masterpiece that first graced Fuji Television in Japan on May 19, 2004. The series unfolded in a fictionalized version of the Edo period, seamlessly blending traditional elements with anachronistic cultural references, notably hip-hop. The narrative threads of Samurai Champloo intricately follow the exploits of Fu, a tea waitress, the vagrant outlaw Mugen, and the disciplined Ronin Jin, Fu's mission to find a samurai who exudes the fragrance of sunflowers binds these unlikely companions, setting the stage for a journey that intertwines historical settings with modern influences. The genesis of Samurai Champloo dates back to 1999, when Watanabe initiated planning for the series. While immersed on the Bebop movie and the Animatrix, Watanabe conceived the characters and the premise that would later shape the unique landscape of Samurai Champloo. The pre-production phase kicked off in 2002, bringing together the talented team, including character designer and animation director Kazuto Nakazawa. Noteworthy is the unconventional, unstructured nature of the production, with the scenario undergoing multiple revisions. Watanabe's commitment to maintaining a high level of animation quality led him to collaborate with guest creators, injecting fresh perspectives into the series. This approach, though unconventional, proved instrumental in achieving the unique visual style that would come to define Samurai Champloo. A distinctive element of the series was its groundbreaking musical score, composed by hip-hop artists Tsuchi of Shaka Zombie, Fat John, Nujabes, and Force of Nature. The infusion of hip-hop into the Edo period setting created a sonic landscape that mirrored the thematic fusion of historical and contemporary elements within the narrative. The unorthodox musical choices, coupled with the seamless integration of animation and storytelling, garnered widespread acclaim for Samurai Champloo.
I have always been a huge fan of Shambara movies, with the Zatoichi series being one of my favorites. However, I didn't want to make something old-fashioned, but instead a new approach. I also felt that hip-hop and samurai might have some similarities, in that the important essence of hip-hop is its sampling. A musician can pick up old pieces of music and use them like new. So the thought of being able to use something old, like parts of Shambara movie, in a new way, was the starting point of Samurai Champloo. In addition, rappers can only represent themselves one at a time with their microphone, and samurai are similar, as they can only represent themselves with their sword, so Mugen's character design is inspired by rap musicians. With these concepts, I felt like it would be able to make a new type of Shambara anime.
The reception of the series has been overwhelmingly positive, with particular praise directed towards its animation quality and music. Samurai Champloo not only solidified Watanabe's reputation as a visionary director, but also proved to be a commercial success in the West. The series resonated with audiences globally, further cementing Watanabe's position as a trailblazer, who could effortlessly blend diverse cultural influences into a cohesive and captivating narrative. Following the success of Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe continued to diversify his creative endeavors. In 2007, he directed a short film titled Baby Blue, which was part of the anthology film Genius Party, released on July 7, 2007. This brief yet impactful contribution showcased Watanabe's ability to tell compelling stories within a constrained format, further solidifying his reputation as a versatile director. In the subsequent years, Watanabe took the role of creative music producer, demonstrating his multifaceted talents beyond directing. His involvement extended to overseeing the 2004 film Mind Game and the 2008 series Michiko and Hatchin. Additionally, he supervised the storyboards for episode 12 of Tetsuan Birdie Decode, displaying his commitment to maintaining a high standard of quality in various anime projects. In 2012, Watanabe directed the anime series Kids on the Slope, a coming-of-age story centered around young jazz musicians. Premiering in April 2012 on Fuji TV, the series received widespread acclaim for its direction, narrative, depth, and music. The continued collaboration with Yoko Kanno, who composed both the original score and cover versions of existing jazz songs, proved to be a defining element of the series. Kids on the Slope delves into the themes of Catholicism in Japan, male friendship, and subtextual homoeroticism, prompting critics to explore its nuanced layers in the context of Watanabe's broader canon of works. The series earned a place among the best anime of the 2010s, with its unique narrative approach and musical richness captivating audiences and critics alike.
First of all, because Kids on the Slope is based on a manga, I didn't create the characters, but I have spoken to the manga artist, Yuki Kodama. Kodama said she didn't really see it as BL, however she was very particular about these two male characters having a very close friendship. In the first episode, there is a scene with them linking their hands. I actually cut that scene initially, but Kodama specifically asked, "No, this scene is important, you have to keep it in." So I think as the original creator, she was probably aware on the subconscious level of the two men having a very close relationship together, caring for each other. But as a point of view on sexuality, I personally feel that whether it's between two men or two women, or a man and a woman, it really doesn't matter so much in terms of what category they see themselves in. What's more important is the love itself, the contents of love, that they have within that relationship. So it really doesn't matter whether they're homosexual or heterosexual. That's less important.
Kids on the Slope stands as a testament to Watanabe's ability to craft narratives that resonate deeply with audiences, while the integration of jazz further showcases his commitment to pushing creative boundaries within the realm of anime. Simultaneously, a new venture emerged on the horizon during the Fix Zone event in Granada, Spain, where reports surfaced about Watanabe's collaboration with the renowned anime studio Bones on a space science fiction comedy. Although the genre was not officially confirmed at the time, the collaboration hinted at Watanabe's enduring exploration of space-themed narratives. In late 2013, the veil of secrecy was lifted as the original trailers for Space Dandy were released to the public. This space opera, characterized by its irreverent humor and dynamic storytelling, follows the misadventures of Dandy, an alien bounty hunter with the self-proclaimed title of a dandy guy in space, alongside his robot assassin, QT, and feline companion, Meow. Dandy embarks on a quest to discover undiscovered and rare aliens. Despite their good intentions, the crew often find themselves in comically precarious situations, oblivious to the pursuit by Dr. Gel of the Goglo Empire. Space Dandy embraces a loose continuity, with episodes featuring main characters meeting unusual fates, from dying to turning into zombies or getting trapped in different dimensions, only to reappear unscathed in the following episode. The series also pays homage to various influences, with references to older science fiction, music, anime, and internet culture, showcasing Watanabe's penchant for intertextuality and playful narrative experimentation.
For Space Dandy, I wanted to make a stupid crazy comedy with 80s music or disco music in space. I'd never done that genre before, so that's why I wanted to do it. However, around the time I was making Space Dandy, Guardians of the Galaxy was released, and they were doing almost the same kind of thing, which I was very surprised about. Things like using cassette tapes in the far future seemed like a really crazy idea to me, and nobody else would think of doing that, yet that was a big part of the story in Guardians of the Galaxy.
In 2017, Watanabe directed the anime short film Blade Runner Blackout 2022, contributing to the iconic Blade Runner universe. The following year, on November 29, 2018, it was announced that he would serve as the creative producer for Blade Runner Black Lotus, an anime series produced for Adult Swim and Crunchyroll. This expansion into the cyberpunk world further demonstrated Watanabe's versatility as a director and producer, seamlessly navigating between different genres and collaborating on international projects. In 2014, Shinichiro Watanabe continued to make his mark on the anime landscape with the creation and direction of Terror in Resonance. This anime series, produced by MAPPA, unfolded over 11 gripping episodes that aired from July to September on Fuji TV. The series, characterized by its intense narrative and atmospheric soundtrack by Yoko Kanno, featured character designs crafted by Kazuto Nakazawa. Set in an alternative iteration of the present, Terror in Resonance explores a dystopian landscape, where two teenage boys, known as 9 and 12, orchestrate an audacious act, stealing a prototype atomic bomb that seems to be a terrorist attack, identifying themselves as Sphinx. They issue a cryptic riddle on the internet, threatening to destroy Tokyo unless their enigma is unraveled. Unbeknownst to the public, 9 and 12 are survivors of a clandestine experiment conducted by the Rising Peace Academy, designed to transform orphaned children with savant syndrome into human weapons. Lisa, a lonely high school girl, becomes entangled in their mission to expose the organization's sinister activities, adding layers of complexity to the narrative. In 2019, Watanabe's creative prowess manifested once again in the 24-episode anime television series Carol and Tuesday. This collaboration with Studio Bones commemorated the studio's 20th anniversary and the 10th anniversary of the record label Flying Dog. Airing from April 11th to October 3rd on Fuji TV, the series delves into a future on a partially terraformed Mars. The plot centers around Tuesday Simmons, the wealthy daughter of a politician who flees her affluent lifestyle to pursue her dream of becoming a musician. Arriving in Alpha City, with just a suitcase and her Gibson acoustic guitar, she crosses paths with Carol Stanley, an orphaned refugee from Earth who aspires to be a musician playing the piano. The duo, brought together by their shared passion for music, decides to join forces as a singer-songwriter duo under the name Carol and Tuesday.
I feel that this kind of idea is strongly linked to the world that you envisaged as a child, the ideal world. In terms of race, as, well, where everyone was more diverse and also more integrated. And in terms of sexuality, I thought everybody would gain their rights within each other's rights, and society would be more equal, regardless of their sexuality. That was my vision of the future. It seemed extremely cool to me. That was the world I predicted 30-40 years ago. Now, we haven't reached that stage yet, but I don't think that's a good thing. Someone who was unthinkable to be a president is now president of a certain country. so we could say that Caroline's Tuesday is a resistance to those movements that are happening worldwide, and also it's a representation of the world I envisioned as a child.
Building on his illustrious career, Shinichiro Watanabe embarks on a new frontier with the upcoming Japanese anime television series Lazarus, set to premiere in the United States on Adult Swim. The series marks another captivating addition to Watanabe's diverse portfolio. Adult Swim officially unveiled Lazarus on the 20th of July 2023, generating considerable anticipation among anime enthusiasts. The series promises a visual spectacle, with Chad Stahelski, the mastermind behind the action sequences in the John Wick film franchise, at the forefront of designing the adrenaline-pumping action scenes. The fusion of Watanabe's directorial finesse and Stahelski's action choreography sets the stage for a series that promises to captivate audiences with its compelling narrative and dynamic visuals. Elevating the auditory experience, Lazarus boasts a stellar lineup for its music composition. Jazz saxophonist Kamishi Washington, known for his innovative and genre-defying approach to jazz, will be responsible for scoring the series. Joining him are esteemed producers, DJs and musicians Floating Points and Bonobo, promising a rich and eclectic musical backdrop that aligns seamlessly with Watanabe's penchant for incorporating diverse musical genres into his works. The animation prowess behind Lazarus is entrusted to MAPPA, a studio celebrated for its excellence in bringing visually stunning and thematically intricate anime to life. Sola Entertainment takes charge of the general production, ensuring a smooth and seamless execution of the series. During the unveiling at Adult Swim's Toonami on the Green panel at San Diego Comic-Con on July 22nd, a teaser trailer for Lazarus provided a tantalizing glimpse into the world that Watanabe and his team are crafting. The production staff shared their ambitious plans, expressing their intent to complete the project by 2024, although a concrete release date for the series was not guaranteed. In conclusion, Shinichiro Watanabe's remarkable journey through the anime landscape exemplifies a trailblazer who transcends conventional boundaries, reshaping the industry with each project. His directorial genius, coupled with his innate ability to seamlessly fuse diverse elements such as music, cinematography, and genre, has resulted in a body of work that captivates both seasoned anime enthusiasts and newcomers alike. From the groundbreaking Cowboy Bebop to the genre-bending Samurai Champloo, the emotionally rich Kids on the Slope, Watanabe's commitment to pushing creative boundaries is evident. His unique approach to storytelling, influenced by a rich tapestry of cinematic, musical, and cultural inspirations, has left an undeniable mark on the global anime landscape.